Hi guys, welcome back to Nyx Reads. Happy New Year, and I hope you're having a fantastic start to your reading year. I'm finally presenting to you my absolute favorite books I read in 2025. This is my favorite type of video to watch in the beginning of the year. So if you are a YouTuber and you have a favorites video like this up on your channel, please don't be shy to promote yourself and your video in the comments down below. I love finding new channels to watch this way for this year and also finding new books to put on my TBR. I have 7 favorites and I also ranked them. We'll start with number 7 and work our way to the best one that I read. And my singular goal is that you will find at least one book in this video that you can put on your TBR because you feel excited about it. Let's start with number 7. It's Butter by Asako Yuzuki. I read the German translation by Ursula Gräfe. This is a Japanese novel inspired by the real-life so-called Tokarczuk killer, and it involves butter and murder. The story is anchored around a young reporter named Rika who secures a face-to-face, very rare meeting with the infamous Manako Kaji, who is in prison because she is accused of murdering 3 men by seducing them with her cooking. What more do I need to say? This is a slow burn and delicious novel about women, food, and death. I have a full-length, spoiler-free review up on my channel for this book discussing all the themes in this book because there are so many, ranging from unrealistic Japanese beauty standards to loneliness in society. So the last thing I'll say is that this is fantastic. It's delicious and it will make you want to eat so much butter. On number 6, I have Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead by Olga Tokarczuk. I read the English translation by Antonia Lloyd-Jones. Notably, the author is a Polish woman who won the Nobel Prize for Literature. If I had to give a superlative for the most interesting main character I read about in 2025, it would go to this main character, Janina, in this book. This is a very atmospheric, character-driven mystery set in a remote Polish village. Janina is a recluse that prefers the company of her own books, animals, and astrology. And suddenly, one of her neighbors turns up dead under very mysterious circumstances. To the dismay of the police, she inserts herself into the investigation as an amateur sleuth. This book is dark, very unconventional, and it is the perfect winter read in my opinion. It is a very voicey novel, driven by Janina's questionable theories on why this murder happened and the subsequent ones as well. I highly recommend this. I think this is a little genre bending and tiptoeing in between literary fiction, mystery, a bit of thriller. So good. On 5th place is a non-fiction book. It's Doppelgänger by Naomi Klein. I'm a little late to the game because this was a lot of booktubers' favorite non-fiction in the year of 2024, but I just read it last year, so now it's on my favorites list as well. Well deserved. Whenever book reviewers talk about this book, it's like this enigma because reviewers don't really explain what this book is about, and it's kind of part of the fun, and I will do the same. I will say this though, if you currently or in the last few years look at the news in absolute horror and are even more horrified by the reactions and opinions that some people have on it, then this is for you. Also, if you have been talking to acquaintances, neighbors, or even friends and family about politics, vaccines, the state of the world in general, and you felt your face slipping because it seems like they're suddenly harboring opinions that steer towards the right, and you are shocked and you don't understand how this happened, then again, this book is for you. You need to listen to everyone who's been recommending this and just read this book. And if this is the only nonfiction book you will read in 2026, you're good. The 4th best book I read last year is Here One Moment by Liane Moriarty. This is a 500+ page book that I read in a handful of sittings. Imagine this, you're sitting on a plane and suddenly a woman gets up and tells all of the passengers around her, including you, how and when you are gonna die. This book really sucked me in because we follow the aftermath of this very strange incident, and what do the people do? Do they believe it? Do they dismiss it? Or do they maybe obsess over it and change the course of their lives and the decisions that they're making? You can imagine how intense some of the people will feel about it. And Liane Moriarty just manages to put all the what ifs that each and any one of us has asked themselves in the course of their life. She puts them in this book and examines it. It's absolutely unputdownable. Now we're getting into the top 3 books that I read. So on place number 3 is Cleaned Out by Ernaux. This is the German translation from the French by Sonia Fink. Ernaux is a French female writer who also has won the Nobel Prize for Literature. There seems to be kind of a theme in this video. This book is about 20-year-old Denise Lesueur, who in the aftermath of a back alley abortion reflects on her upbringing and how she got to this point. The story takes place mainly in the 60s in France, and I was so moved by this very reflective story. It explores themes of loss of innocence, the divide between upper class and lower class. Denise is part of the middle class with her family, so she kind of sits in between. She's often torn by the pursuit of academia because it creates a rift between her and her parents, who are less educated than her. She goes through a lot of feelings between gratitude, but also lots of resentment. You wouldn't think it, but this turned out to be an absolute page turner. I mean, you can see also all the tabs that I put in here. And I was just with her through all the feelings that she had, and this book wouldn't let me go. It is the second work that I read by this author, and I will probably end up reading everything that she's ever written because it is just that impressive, that good, and yeah, it's just really touched me. Number 2 is Astra by Cedar Bowers. This book I got as a gift by my boyfriend, and when I learned what the premise was, I already knew that I'm probably gonna end up loving this book, and I did. Well, I do. I love this. This was 5 stars. Our main character in this book is Astra, and the story spans her entire life from even before her birth up until she is an elderly lady. Even though she's the main character, each chapter represents a different person around her from whose point of view we read about her. So we learn about her through many other people's eyes. She lives this extraordinary life because she was born and raised in a commune in BC. She at some point then heads out and tries to build a life for herself apart from the commune. It is extremely intriguing how people view her and the relationships they have with her, because it's often this pull and push. This is a great display on how one woman's life can affect so many other people's stories. This was absolutely fantastic writing. I couldn't put this down. It not just met my expectations, it even exceeded them. Before we get to number 1, my best book of 2025, I have a quick bonus book, a quick shout out. Only a shout out because this is only available in German, so I cannot recommend it to anybody who doesn't read or speak German. It's Was weisse Menschen nicht ueber Rassismus hören wollen, aber wissen, sollten by Alice Hastas. Translated, the title is What White People Don't Want to Hear About Racism But Should Know. I think the title says it all. This is a nonfiction book on why sentences like, "Can I touch your hair?" and "Where are you from?" are racial microaggressions, and even if they are meant well, are still racist and hurtful. It's like a collection of essays, and this book helped me to put the frustrations that I felt over the years living in Germany, growing up there, put into words, and for that I am grateful. And the number 1 book, my favorite book that I read in 2025, is Maame by Jessica George. All you need to know is that I cried reading the acknowledgements of this book, so that'll tell you how much this book moved me. This book made me laugh, it made me cry. I connected with this book on a much deeper level than I anticipated, and yeah, just gave me all the feels. So Maddie is a young Londoner in her 20s, and she's also the primary caregiver for her ill father because her mom tends to spend a lot of time, months at a time, back home in Ghana. When suddenly her mom comes back home and gives Maddie the chance to move out, live on her own for the first time. And she has the chance to go through romance, complex feelings about the responsibility she holds in her family, racism, professional fulfillment, and just all the things you go through when you're in your 20s. I generally absolutely love books about women finding themselves, and to me this was just such a perfect rendition of this type of trope. And I have to say I'm very impressed because this is a debut novel. So these were all the books that I loved in 2025, and I genuinely hope that one of these made it onto your TBR. If it did, please let me know in the comments down below. And also don't forget to tell me if you have your own favorites video, and if you don't have a YouTube channel, just write me in the comments what your absolute favorite book was. And if you just want to let me know that you're still watching, why don't you leave me a star emoji? Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and please feel free to subscribe if you love watching bookish content like I do. I hope your reading has been going well in January. Thank you so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.